What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag. Miss Boosh Bag. To you. Okay. I'm just gonna get right into it. My cockeyed looking wig. Because I was not about to take down my twist for no twist out. And then have to tie it back up to exercise. Okay? So, alright. This starts with Money and Sam go to see Tanya. Because Tanya has apparently been MIA since her baby shower that Money threw for her. So nobody has talked to her or seen her, whatever. She's been laying low. She's basically saying that Nico, he showed up, but he kind of ruined it for her. He made it feel very, very tense for her. And he wants to act like he was there when he wasn't. And he disrespected her mom, and her mom don't play that. In all fairness, everybody feels that way, I guess, about their mom. Like, don't be talking to my mother any kind of way. But in real life, her mother could not wait to talk to Nico. She tried to talk to him in the middle of the thing when everybody was listening. That's awkward as fuck. And then she pulled him out at the end to kind of try to go off on him. So basically, y'all wanted for her to just, say whatever fuck she wanted to say to him and him to not say nothing. Which, I get, because you want your mother to stick up for you and you think he wrong and you like, yes, bitch, get in his ass. But come on now. Yeah, don't act like he just came over there and he was like, y'all bitches ain't shit. And your mother was like, oh my God, my goodness, please stop this. And he was like, shut the fuck up. None of that ain't happened. It wasn't some big crazy thing that came out of nowhere. Like, she kind of essentially was asking for it. And he stayed seated so that he wouldn't be, standing over her, yelling at her, that sort of thing. Not saying that nothing he said was right. I'm just saying, I'm pointing out some of the things where it wasn't particularly his fault, or that he did something kind of right. All right. Tanya says she also, yeah, she was like, well, he's acting like he was there before and he wasn't. But then before, she said that she didn't let him be, and even this time she kicked him out, right? So I mean, what's the real deal? Did she not let him be there like she said? Or did he just like say fuck it and skip town? Because I heard that sentence come out and I know everybody else remember it too. So I'm just trying to figure out which one is the real thing. You know what I mean? All right. So she also found out that Juicy went behind her back and talked to Nico. And Money was like, well, Juicy's always doing something, but I'm sure it's all love. You should just talk to her. And Tanya like, that's what I'm going to do. The twins and Minnie are in like a self-defense class. And at the end, Minnie's like, well, I like doing these things with you because they do a lot of physical exercise, fitness things. And they all still chubby, but yeah. It's actually more probably about the eating than anything else. Minnie says that she has really been thinking about her health. She don't want to look the way she looked no more. She want to be healthier. She don't want to have these breathing issues. And she thinks that a lot of it is connected to her weight. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to have to fucking lose some damn weight to stop these breathing issues. So she's talking about how all of the little people, she happy that they there for her because they all got to stick together and all of that sort of stuff. But she's having a real problem with her issues with Juicy. And she really wants to mend their little friendship or whatever. So she was thinking about an escape room type thing, because when you get into these escape rooms, everybody has to like kind of band together as a team and rely on each other, which she thinks will help to build a bridge for her and Juicy, and they will be friends again after, this miraculous playing of this game is going to change the world and make everything totally different. So they like, yeah, do that. So with this wig. Anyway, Juicy meets up with Sam. Because Sam want to know, like, why the fuck would you go and be talking to Nico behind Tanya's back? So, that's why she's there. And she was like, well, why would you do that? And Juicy's like, well, first of all, Nico reached out to me and I want to talk to him. Like, he reached out to you? Yes, he reached out to me, bitch. What? She was like, but you went behind her back. And she was like, well, Tanya is only basically telling half of the story. She was like, well, Nico basically said that he is bisexual and he came out like 9 years ago and that she knew it. He said that he was with his boyfriend when she told him that she was pregnant, and she kicked him out. Like, he didn't just up and leave. So Sam is like, okay, well, now I don't really know how to feel, because she like, it sounds kind of like he had a life and everything, and he left everything that he had behind to come and help her, and that she kind of tossed him out on the street. Juicy like, yes, bitch, that's what motherfucker happened. She was like, well, you know, he did some stuff and protected her heart. She was like, well, whatever. I mean, how he supposed to feel having gone through all of this shit that we didn't know about? And, you know, he just wants to be there for his kids. And she was like, well, yeah, he wanted to be there for his kids. But she was like, all right, well, I think that Tanya's going to let him do that. But the thing with you and Tanya, like, I think you're going to really need to talk to Tanya. And she was like, I'm going to talk to Tanya. Tanya's going to get all of this tea, all of that. Yeah. But you waited all that time, though, right? Yeah. So Tanya is talking to Vaughn on a little phone. What do you call it? FaceTime or whatever. She tell him that she is having a girl. And then she was like, well, I don't know what's really or everything that's going to happen, because when the last time I talked to Nicholas, he like went off on me, and I don't even really know why, like why he was tripping. First of all, bitch, I don't like the way that this conversation went down, because it sounded to me like she's trying to pit them two against each other, right? Like she maybe like she want them to fight or some shit. Oh, he went off on me and I don't even know why. Like, why don't you know why? You know what you fucking did. You know that you was there, that you lied about him. He found out from somebody else. Now you mad at them because you lied. And he was fucking pissed off because you made him seem like an ass, when, you know, the shit that they mad about is really something that you fucking did. So, yeah, I thought that it was shady as fuck. Because then she like, well, I think it might be because of you moving here. He was like, so what, he talking about me to you? Mm-hmm. Yup, he is. So I don't know. He was like, well, is the situation going to be the same as it is with Jaden, or is he going to be around? She was like, well, he says he wants to be around. I'll give him the opportunity. I mean, whatever. Bitch, you were so, oh my God. So, yeah, that made it seem like he talking about him. He ain't talking about you. He talking about his own motherfucking life, his own situation. And if what she said is true, just like I said at the beginning, she said that she kept him away from his kids so she could be with motherfucking Vaughn. If she did that, then I need people to stop. I need nobody else to ever bring it up. All right? Nobody bring up that he wasn't there for Jaden if she wouldn't let him be there for Jaden. And now she's not letting him be there for the other kid. Well, she hasn't been. Well, she's saying that she has been, except that we could see that she is clearly not receptive to having him around. So saying, yeah, he could come around whenever, but you really just want to argue with him and try to make him be in a relationship with you when he is around you, that's not. No, he really isn't open to seeing his kid. He's open to seeing his kid as long as you are involved in interjecting your motherfucking ass up in it. So, yeah, she's full of shit, basically. All right, Minnie, and Amanda Andrea, the twins. They want money. Well, basically, Minnie wants money to intervene with the whole Juicy thing for this, for that room. What the hell was it called? Whatever. Escape room, yeah. That's the, yeah. Whatever Minnie wants. Money goes into telling them how worried she is about Tanya, right? And Tanya's really, really stressed out. She's going through a really, really hard time because, check this, Juicy told me. I'm like, why is Juicy telling people, though? All right, so, Juicy told her that he is bisexual, right? And they're like, well, why didn't she tell us? Andrea's like, why would she need to tell her? What would she say? Oh, here's Nico, my bisexual boyfriend. Here's the thing. Just like you don't constantly bring out the fact that somebody is heterosexual, you also don't bring up the fact that they homosexual. You also don't bring up the fact that they're bi. When people meet people, nobody want to know who they have sex with. Like, meet me as a person. Why are you so interested in... You don't even know me yet. You want to know who I have sex with? Like, that's a weird fucking thing to say. A bisexual is just a person that likes men and women. They're still capable of being in a relationship. A relationship still means you can only be with one person. Just because you like a person, I'm heterosexual. If I like boys or men, there are thousands of men. Nobody expects in their mind that because I like men, that I like every man on face of the earth and I must be having sex with everybody. But as soon as you say bisexual, it's like nobody has a lid on bisexuality. Like, everybody has to be like, oh no, I have sex with everybody. I can't control myself. I can't ever be in a relationship. Like, it doesn't matter. It's basically just you like everybody. So you can be in relationships with both. It doesn't mean that you have no control over yourself or that relationships don't exist for bisexuals. So it's all kind of getting stankin' out of hand any motherfucking way. And she's like, well, basically with Vaughn moving up here, it's going to be stressful with Nico trying to be around, Vaughn being around, and she's going to be under a lot of stress. So we're going to really need to be there for her. And then Minnie tells her about the whole escape room and like, I want you to ask Juicy. She was like, why don't you ask Juicy yourself? I think it would be better for y'all to talk or whatever and try to mend y'all friendship. So basically Minnie is too scared. So Money agrees that she will ask Juicy for her because she really wants them to become friends again. All right. Tanya finally meets up with Juicy. So, she already been mad and like, oh, this bitch, and what the fuck she doing going behind my back, right? So she's like, so what's up? Nico had told me that he was just really happy that he talked to you. Yeah, I talked to him. Nico reached out to me. Oh, he reached out to you? Yes. Why don't nobody know he reached out to her? Yes, he reached out to her. Oh, I do not like the way that whatever. He reached out to her. And she was like, you don't think you should have told me? She was like, I'm a grown-ass woman. I didn't feel like I needed anybody's approval to go and do anything. So my husband was like, that's shady. I'm like, well, she was like, well, all I'm hearing are excuses. I don't hear any excuses. An excuse would be her trying to say that she didn't do it, but then she kind of did it, or talk around. She told you, you asked a question. Do you think you should have told me? I'm grown. I ain't got to ask you. That means no. All she did was answer your question. That's not an excuse. You think you should have? Nope. Not an excuse. But whatever. I guess she told you. She was like, well, basically, he said that he was bisexual and that he came out years ago. I mean, did you know that? Because he said that you knew. So she's sitting there getting all flabbergasted like, oh my God, first of all, why is he telling all of this stuff? And why is he telling people my business? First of all, he's telling his business. He's the one that's bisexual. He is bisexual. How is that your business? I guess he is her business, so it's just whatever. She was like, well, yeah, I did know. But before Jaden happened, yeah, I was also bisexual. I dated girls. And Juicy like, you still like girls? She was like, yeah. So, oh, Lord. Girl, she is not thinking about your cooter over there. Not at all. I will bet my bottom dollar, okay? And I don't even have that many dollars. But the one on the bottom, I'll bet it. Don't nobody want you, so you could just, you could have just left your legs uncrossed and all of that. Nothing. So she was like, oh, he moved here for you and he tried to be close to the kids and do all the shit that you wanted him to do, and you basically just like kicked him the fuck out. Because apparently you wanted a damn relationship. So she really getting flabbergasted now. She tearing up and she was like, well, and now this Vaughn is supposed to be moving in. Like, how the fuck is he supposed to feel about this? It sounded like you just got mad at him. One baby daddy was like, oh, well, now I'm just going to go and fuck around with the other one. She was like, it's not like that because it's not like no relationship between me and Vaughn. She was like, I mean, that's what you said about you and Nico, but you were lying. Yeah, I was lying. I lied. So why would anybody believe you about Vaughn and it not being a relationship? She was like, because it's really, I mean, it's different though. It's different. She was like, it's different how? What is the difference? She was like, because you really like Nico. You love him. You care about him more than you care about Vaughn. And then she really motherfucking start crying because she motherfucking caught out there, okay? So basically she did lie before about her and Nico's relationship because she really wanted, she was just laying it low and like, no, I don't want nothing, and hoping that it would just definitely blossom into something and he'd be like, oh my God, I love you so much, my darling. And she could be like, oh my God, Nico, I've always imagined that. Yeah, she wanted some old old lady, white woman ass motherfucking love story thing to come about, and it didn't fucking happen. And she was like, yeah, well, basically, I love Nico, and I thought that nobody else could ever love me as much as him. So what I'm getting from both her mother, when her mother was like, love the kids the way you love my daughter, and the things that she's saying now, is that Nico has been very, very good to her, and that she felt in her heart of hearts that he loved her a great deal. Like he, and it's been an adequate amount of years, well, 9 years or some shit. Well, he came out 9 years ago. I don't know if that means, I don't know when they actually got together, but he has shown her a great deal of love to make her believe that nobody else could even love her as much. And even her mother knows how much he loves her, which says to me that he has not been horrific to this girl. And she really, really, really wanted to be with him. So she's hurt and she's crying, and you know, she was like, you know, I just didn't even think I would fucking be in this bitch crying. All right. Minnie meets with a damn trainer. When I say he threw out everything in that motherfucking house, like, I don't even know why she would think that she could have those things. So she got all these boxes of sugary ass cereal, Twinkies, fried chicken, TV dinners, big ones. He was like, this is the family size lasagna. Like, how many motherfucking people live here? Exactly. Exactly. Throw it away. He threw away all her shit. She was like, what the fuck I'm supposed to eat? Air? So he was like, well, look, I need to know, first of all, are you a stress eater? And if you are, what are your stressors? And she was like, yes, I do eat when I'm stressed out. And her stressors, she was like, I don't know, you know, I hang with a lot of these girls and the situations get a little bit crazy sometimes. And he's like, well, look, you can't allow what these people are doing or saying to dictate your health or control your emotions, which then in turn control your health and your happiness. So apparently she's deciding to take back her health and get a hold on her friendships and relationships. She's going to do something about it. So she thinks. All right. So they do the whole little escape room thing. Everybody shows up. Juicy does come and she's happy. She's souped up. Things are falling. They screaming and they running or whatever. But they do wind up working together. They appear to be having a fucking ball. They have a great deal of fun. And they actually made it out. They did escape from the room. Unlike the motherfuckers on Real Housewives. Because they ain't never get out, did they? Yeah. So when they escaped and everybody had so much fun, everybody got like high hopes. And they're like, all right, well, we saw Minnie and Juicy working together. And, you know, everything's going to be fine. So Minnie is like, well, can I talk to you, Juicy? And she tells her about her health and the seizures when she's sleeping. And she's basically like, look, life is too short. And, you know, you're a good friend to me. We've been friends for a long time. I want to mend our friendship, turn over a new leaf. We both did things wrong. And I just think we should just move forward. Juicy does not agree. She does not agree. Basically, she like, well, yeah, I don't want to do that. This is all just repetitious. I mean, we do the same shit all the time. Like, oh my God, we're going to be friends again, and then we ain't friends again. But She not taking responsibility for the times that she said that she was going to be friends again and then did some really fucked up shady shit immediately after that made them not friends again. So bringing those black balloons to, what was it, the reunion, and she brought reused the gift for Andrea's baby or the wrapping paper or whatever the hell, and keep on bringing, yeah, she did a lot of shady shit to make the fights keep coming back too. So to act like Minnie's the only one that has done petty shit and reopened the fight, when it was mostly because of my hate for Juicy, I can say, yeah, it was mostly her, okay, doing it. And she came on the show fighting with Minnie, just fighting with her, hating on her all of the time, acting like she ain't having sex with this damn boy, acting like she was fucking him. I mean, she was fighting that hard over it. So, yeah. She was like, well, us fighting, you know, is tearing up the group. She was like, I don't really think it's tearing up the group. And I mean, it don't mean nothing to me to not talk to you. I can talk to you whenever I talk to you, I guess. I mean, whatever, if I need to. And Minnie's like, whatever, fine. And she's like, you know what, she is being petty and all of this and all that. And Juicy is over there talking to Tanya and them, Tanya and everybody else besides the twins. She was like, no, I'm just not doing this again. I've been moved on. Like, she could do whatever she want. And Minnie is like, fuck her. If she was on fire, not if she was on fire, if she was thirsty and I had a gallon of water, I'd just walk right past that bitch. So I guess this is the end of the end. They're never going to try to be friends again. Not that Juicy was ever trying to be Minnie's friend in the first place. All right. Minnie goes shopping with her mother, Tammy. Tammy want all kind of fucked up bad food. And in case we can't all see, Tammy is also overweight as a average size person, right? And I would think that she has probably passed on extremely bad eating habits to Minnie, because Minnie just moved out. So Minnie lived with her whole entire life. So they eat the same shit, right? All right. So Minnie is telling her about, you know, her little shopping list and getting all her little shit. And her mother like, oh, ooh, these sandwiches. And how about that? No, can't have none of that, girl. Go, stick to the list. All right. So she's telling her about Juicy and the escape room and what Juicy said. And her mother's like, look, I mean, what is it with you and motherfucking Juicy? Are you jealous of her? She's like, Mom, please. So, no, I'm not jealous of her. But Juicy was basically my first friend when I got here, you know, my first little person friend, like ever. And she's like the only little person that I knew. And it was real good to know her and to have somebody that, you know, we had something in common. And she was like, yeah, you could relate to her and everything. Like, she understood your plight in life. Like, yes, exactly that. And she just don't want the relationship to, like, tank. So she wants to work to try to maintain the friendship, because apparently the friendship is quite fucking important to her. But Juicy dissed her. And she was like, her mother's like, well, look, this is like a relationship with a man. Like, people be like, it's toxic and you need to leave it alone. Like, you need to leave her alone. Just end it, just let it be over, because this friendship is toxic as hell. Like, it's gonna fucking ruin you. And you need to be selfish around now. Like, you need to be thinking about yourself and your own health. Like, just only care about you right now. Like, fuck it, let the shit go. And she like, you know what? I think I am gonna do that. You're right, Mom. You're right. But during this conversation, Tammy also said that she was an emotional eater. Yeah. So I don't even know if, because a lot of people say they're emotional eaters, but I mean, if that's the case, I'm an emotional eater. I mean, I eat stuff when I'm hungry. I mean, what does that exactly mean? That you gorge on food because you're upset? Does that would mean that you were upset like all the damn time? Like, I don't know. So, I mean, there are people who just eat a lot. You don't have to call yourself an emotional eater because you just be eating, because you don't know how much a portion size is, how much you're supposed to be eating, or how to stop and not eat until you're full. You only need food to live. Like, you only need to eat until you're not hungry anymore. That's kind of it. Yeah. That's what food is for. But enough about that. All right, so Nico invites Tanya to the studio, and she comes out there And he was like, well, I just want to talk about, us seriously with this co-parenting thing. Like, and she's like, well, I'm on board with whatever you want to do that's going to be good for the kids. She was like, no emotions or anything, or no looming relationship talk, just the kids. And, she's like, I just want him to be a good dad. She seems, the way that she's talking is very robotic, and she seems very, very wounded. And even though she been getting on my nerves, and I've been talking mad shit about Tanya for the past few weeks, I feel very sorry for her, because I have been in the situation where you want to cry. You want to cry. You want to like have a breakdown. You want to beg and be like, just love me. Like, what's wrong with me? But you just be like, well, I'm just not going to bother you no more. And just, I don't know, just kind of suck up your own feelings and kind of act like you don't have them. Try to make yourself into a brick wall, and then you got to talk robotic like that to hold back your little tears. So I felt very, very sad for her. Because right now she's basically sucking it up and having to accept that the person that she loved he don't love her, or he don't want her. But she's still gonna have to be around him, not wanting her and her loving him, So she was like, yeah, I know that you will have to be around, for the kids, but personally, I don't want to see you. And she was like, and if we are going to do this the way that you want it with just the kids, why are they so loud? I don't want you talking to my friends. Like, not at all. And he was like, don't be talking to my friends about me. And he was like, I don't want you talking to your friends about me either. She was like, what about, if I'm talking about the kids? Okay, outside of that. Yeah, all of that. Like, you don't get to do the shit neither. So she was like, well, like I told you before, Vaughn is going to be moving in. And it's going to be better, like, for everybody. So the kids won't be split up. And Jaden will be able to be here so that you will be able to see him. It'll just make things easier on me. Plus, he'll be helping me with the kids and blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad that we're all on the same page. And he was like, well, I mean, I'm forced to be on this page. Like, I don't want to be on this motherfucking page. And she was like, why does it bother you? She's like, I just want him to be honest and tell the truth. I'm like, the truth about what? What is he lying about now, girl? All right, so I had to wait for it. And he was like, she was like, why does it bother you? He was like, it's obvious. I mean, basically, you begged me to come down here. We were supposed to be working on this co-parenting thing. She was like, but things change. He was like, I know that things change, but I mean, still, you just went and hopped on the next guy to do the thing that we were going to do, and it bothers me. I mean, it hurts my feelings. And she was like, why? And he was like, because I still fucking care. Like, you think I fucking stopped caring? You kicked me out of the house, but I totally hate her. Never loved her. He was like, I still care to share my feelings. And she was like, well, I'm sorry that I hurt you. But when you tell me that, let me see, she was doing her little fingers. We're not friends. We don't have nothing to talk about. You can't be yourself around me. You don't want a relationship with me, and you're not ready for another baby, then, I mean, I'm just like, all right, and I'm just moving on, with my life. Not saying I'm moving on with another guy. You see how she threw that in there. No, I'll still be available if you want to, get with me. But I will be moving on with my life. Like, basically, I'm not going to be sweating you and bothering you and all of that. And he was like, come on now, be fair. All of that shit that you just said, I said, you felt that way too. She was like, well, I was trying to make you feel comfortable. You're like, why the fuck would that make me comfortable? You agreeing with me that you don't want any of the shit neither. And she was like, I'm sorry. I'm just like so broken. So she was like, I love Nico like so much, and that's why I just gotta let him go, because I'm not what he wants or what he needs or whatever. So she's saying, basically, I'll let you know if I need you or anything. I don't really want you around. I don't want you there when I give birth. I mean, I'll let you know that I'm giving birth, but I don't want to be stressed and crying while I'm giving birth. I need it to be very peaceful for me, and I need, if I'm crying, for it to be tears of joy and not tears of heartbreak or anything. So yeah, yeah, I just gotta kind of stay away from you. He was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just talk to you when I want to come by to see Jaden. And she got up and she walked out. And I felt so sad for her. So, I mean, I feel sad for both of them, probably at this point now, just because they're both young, and they got themselves in some very heavy shit, okay, that involves lots of people's lives, namely these damn kids, that they can't fuck them up. You don't want to fuck up no kids. So, yeah, a lot of emotions, got a lot of young, irrational, extremely emotional type shit just kind of going on, and it's sad to see. But hopefully they work it the fuck out. Juicy, do I think that her and Minnie need to? I think that Juicy needs to acknowledge that she's an ass too, and that she has fucked up their progress as friends many times herself, so she can't just always just keep on blaming it on motherfucking Minnie. Also, Basketball Wives is coming back and Evelyn's coming back, so I'm thinking that's what I'm going to be reviewing, especially since is Real Housewives? Real Housewives is about to end, and I don't do any of the other housewife things. I was thinking about Potomac, but it already started, and I don't know where in the season it is, and I don't know any of the people's names or any of that sort of stuff. I used to watch Married to Medicine. I don't know when it comes on anymore, though. But, you know, I'm going to be trying to look for something to replace the shows that are going to be ending. And I'm also doing Little Women Dallas right after this. So you can catch me there too. Same hair, same shirt, same day, same life, okay? If you agree with the things that I had to say, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. And until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out my previous video. I also have a beauty and lifestyle channel you can check out. Or swing by my fitness channel for a free workout. Don't forget to subscribe.